Hello there. It's Al, and I haven't done a video for a while. If you have been following this, or just taken note of the extreme lag between this video and the last one, and the one before that too was quite a bit of a lag. Mainly the reason for that lag is I don't have much to add to the series, the programming series, unless something comes up, and something's come up. So I thought maybe I might discuss it. It's something that I've done before, I've gone over before, anyway. And it has to do with the fact that I've been working with video files and working with these super high definition files. Now I uploaded this to my box. I have this thing called the box that has you get 10 free gigabytes worth of space to store whatever you want. And one of the things I uploaded here, I guess I can delete now, was for someone to look at a pretty nifty, very high resolution video. So what I think I'll do is anybody who's lucky enough to watch this, you get to look at it too. But I gotta change the password. Now, it's what is it? Super high def. Equals. Let's see. What am I doing? Okay, hacker. Maybe I should put a number with that. How about that? Add pass, and I'll give it a different name. Super high def. R. I'm gonna put D this time. There we go. Now I upload this to here, and anybody who has this URL can access this folder and download anything that's there, because it's an open folder. And I guess I'll store that in the video description. This is a note. These are some things I wanted to mention in this, whatever this video turns out to be, whether it's a tutorial or not. One of the things I do a lot when I'm working with videos is use this virtual dub. You might recall, if you saw some of the earlier videos, that I had what do you call it? I had installed an API hook on this program to simplify things like opening files like this. See? Now, I just spent, I don't know how long, but I kept putting it off a long time, trying to get this to not crash. And one of the things I noticed was that the open file name structure that's passed in has this extra 2 checkboxes. Like I don't make these. This came from the program. You know how you can add a custom dialog template and put in your own little controls and things. Well, I wasn't handling that, and I noticed that if I used the same dialog for these scripts, everything would be fine. But for this thing, it would crash. And I figured, well, it must be because I'm not handling this part. As you can see, I am now. I'm handling it, sort of, except it doesn't seem to work. It doesn't crash anymore, though. I found out why that was happening. I can open things up. It doesn't crash, and that's good, because the Windows file open dialog is so cumbersome to use that you spend half of your time trying to navigate through those stupid dialogues. I want a thing to remember what I selected last time. For instance, I haven't done anything with save, but save is not a thing usually where you need to get into that list box, right? See, for this program, I only need to type something in here, right? I might want to put a 1 or something so that I don't overwrite the current file. But not so with open. With open, you want to be in here immediately, right? Anyway, so it was crashing. That's done. Now I'll show you how this works. This thing is called box.com. It's free, and I'm going to upload that file now. By the time this video, if it ever gets uploaded, you can download that file. This indicates how many times a file is downloaded. Just once. The reason it's going slowly is because, as I say, I've been working with videos and also downloading and uploading videos to torrent sites. You know, I have that problem with uTorrent. And so I switched to this thing. Actually, I'm quite happy with this new one. Although the interface is a little bit clumsy, I'm kind of learning more about how this thing works. Like, see if I can think of something of interest. Like, one of the things you can do is just ignore someone. I guess that's... Well, it shows a lot more information than uTorrent did about these peers. And the trackers and so on. This here tells you where the peer came from. And I don't think uTorrent tells you. PEX means peer exchange, I guess. Incoming, I'm not sure what that means. Tracker means it came from one of the trackers. Trackers are these places, these servers out there that when you post a message to them, it will send you information back about peers that are looking, possibly for the file that you're sharing, or vice versa. And these peers that come from a tracker would have I guess the information pertaining to that particular peer might have come from a particular tracker. At one point, I had a peer always appearing in here that I knew from this box was a bad baddie. Okay, well, I had tried everything to try and get rid of it. I was always ignoring it, and then I found out. From the log. Where's the log? Will that give me for this here? That might be everything. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the same one. Anyway, it told me which tracker that it was coming from, and so I deleted that tracker, and it disappeared. It never came back again. So that's good. I learned a little bit about that. So there's a little bit more control. This here film, it's not really a film. It's a DVD collection of Billie Holiday. I don't know if you know who she is. She's quite famous singer from a long time ago, jazz and blues singer, and it's like archival type stuff. I would encourage anyone watching this to go and download this. You won't find it on Google search. Won't bring it up anymore. It's just, as far as torrents go, it's become almost impossible to locate anything with regular search engine. They've taken care of that pretty well. But it's easy to find on Pirate Bay. That's where I posted it. Pirate Bay. You can just look for Billie Holiday, and that should bring it up. Or actually, I can just show you. There are two. Turns out I spelled her name wrong, and so I made a second one. Although it's the same file. Using those hard links, I just made a hard link to the same file but with a different name. You know all that crazy stuff with paths. Paths are another unique identifier. That's advantageous in a case like this where I don't want to stop seeding this first one, but I want to make sure that I have the name spelled right at least on one of them. So that's the torrent number, and there's a description in here that will ever come up. One of the things about this, I don't know if whoever is listening to this is interested in video formats and whatnot, but this is an AVI file, and what I've done with this file is using AVI demux, taken the DVD data, the raw DVD data. You can do that with this program. Just open it out and saved it as an AVI file. Just save. And what that gives you here, it's instant because there's no encoding. This is exactly the same format that the data was on the DVD. It's interlaced. That means that when your media player or whatever renders this thing, it doesn't render it in the progressive manner that most videos are encoded in, but in an interlaced way. so it will draw even scan lines and odd scan lines at twice the actual frame rate. So that would be at nearly 60 hertz, which is the frequency of my monitor. Now that's quite fast, and so if you want this to play well, you would need to make sure that whatever decoder you're using for this type of video format should be using the hardware acceleration support. Speaking of codecs, I'm not really going to get to my... I wanted to get back to the hooking, but actually maybe I'll leave that till next time. Because of far more importance is the fact that over the past few days where I've been working with these videos and trying different experiments and things, I ran into what I'm going to call codec system crash or something. Codec confusion. You know, all of these various file formats have require code in order for them to be decoded and rendered and viewed, and those bits of code are called codecs. And then on your system you might have a selection of different codecs for different formats and so on and so forth. And it got to a point where I couldn't get my system back to the point where I could watch a video anymore. I mean, I could watch them, but it would be choppy, and copying files was slow. Like if I click on an AVI file, any media file, there would be a great big lag because of all the confusion and all these things crashing and colliding, I would assume. I tried, restore to default settings, and no good. Then I went ahead and downloaded the latest version of K-Lite, and I'm not going to recommend it because that made things even worse. I went and installed the latest version of K-Lite codec pack, and the first thing I went to check was, does my favorite video still run? My favorite video is that one by St. Vincent that I downloaded from the internet somewhere, Pirate Bay. And maybe you've seen her. You can certainly download that from another torrent I've uploaded called St. Vincent on Pirate Bay. If you search for St. Vincent, I think the dot. Oh, it should come up with my torrent. And yeah, she's really great, and I made some very high resolution videos of her that I put on my music channel. Right here. Oops. High res. Here. Digital Witness. Great. Lots of fun. After installing the new K-Lite codec pack, I couldn't watch my favorite video. Disaster, right? if I hadn't done the secret trick of protecting your restore point, there would have been no way for me to recover in any easy way. But I had a restore point that I made a couple weeks ago, before I installed a particular program. It's called Magic Disk. Before I installed that Magic Disk, I made a restore point, and then I locked it. And so I was able to go back 2 weeks. Now, if I was only given the amount of time that you're normally given to go back, which is, I've never seen it be any greater than maybe 1 or 2 days, it wouldn't have helped, right? Because this whole codec thing was just getting worse and worse and worse the more I tried to fix the problem. Why isn't this searching? The more I was trying to fix things by changing settings, the worse it was becoming, right? Now, it should be in here, just called St. Vincent. Where is it? Here. That's me. That's the same number I put. It's my birthday. So if you forget, you can go to Google Plus/Alan Carr and look at my birthday, and that's the number. This torrent contains 12 files. Some of them are just audio. These are super high quality ones that I was able to extract from this Jules Holland program. These are the Dolby audio that I took out of these because I couldn't get Dolby working with my codec disastrous setup. But now I've got even Dolby works. But anyway, you can download these and you can merge the Dolby sound in these. These ones I got just from YouTube, and that's another thing I learned, how to download a video from YouTube and turn it into an AVI file without having to do any encoding. So it's instant. So there's no loss in quality, and instead of having an MP4 file, you can have an AVI file, which I find runs more smoothly. I'm not sure what the reason is. That's a lot of stuff already, isn't it? The point is, that restore point was safe, and I used it, and it corrected my system, brought me back to a point that I knew everything would be working fine, and it also cleaned up everything to do with Magic Disk, which doesn't properly uninstall itself. Even if you run the uninstaller, it still shows up all over the place. So that's all fixed up too. And remember, the secret is, if you want to be certain and make sure that you have a restore point you can trust, create a restore point, go into services, and you won't be able to make any more restore points after doing this step. But you'll be certain that that one that you've made will not go away, ever. So you can always get back to that point. Once the services thing is open, if it ever comes up, it's under M from Microsoft. So you can take M here, open this up, this one. Disable that. That does not destroy, that doesn't turn off. The key thing about this is it doesn't turn off system restore service. If you turned off the system restore service, then you'd lose your restore point. What this does is this is something that the system restore service relies on. So by disabling this, system restore just continuously fails every time it tries to make another restore point. And that's what you want, because so many restore points are made, many times a day, that your link to the past is only a few days long. By doing this, turning this off, okay, you can make system restore points whenever you want by turning this back to manual, make a system restore point, then disable it again, and it's there and it's safe. Don't let the system decide when to make a system restore point. That's your decision when you think your system is in a state where you'd like to be able to get back to. You make a system restore point. That should never disappear. I don't know why a thing that is supposed to protect your data doesn't maintain the data that you specifically asked it to maintain. This is the only way I know of to actually maintain that data. And you can still make more, just turn it on, turn it off. Okay, I'll leave that for now. As you can see, I went back into my dynamics. This is where common and TS windows and all that are DLLs rather than static libraries, which is the configuration you need in order to make the kind of API hook that I make with this virtual dub, and it's for get open, the function get open file name, which it just tried to invoke, and then I jump in and do my thing. So what I'd like to do is show you again how to create a hook like this for a given program. Not a global thing, it's just for the one program. In order to modify the behavior of that program in some way that's beneficial to you, right? Or to remove some behavior that's a detriment to your life. There's nothing wrong with doing that. If the program is on your computer already, it's not happening on the sly, right? You're opening up a binary file and making a specific edit to that file in order to invoke some of your code that you'd like to have invoked instead of usual. Nothing wrong with that. Ethical hacking, I think somebody called it. Alright, so let this be an intro. The file, if you've forgotten already, is called shb.zip, and I'll include this URL in the video, this video's description, so you can click on that. I might as well just play it, so you can hit pause. And these are all the things I wanted to go over, but whatever. This here, forget about that spying stuff. So all I've really talked about is number one, how to protect your system restore points. Okay, well, let's see if this video works out. I changed some settings for my recorder. Hopefully the sound will be better than it has been. See you next time.